Well, hello everyone, Hero of Mountain here with the Rome campaign, and actually we're just not going to do a campaign, it's more an economy layout and how you sort of want to play your campaigns. I cannot say that it's just because I'm good at it or something, it's just the way I play the game and how I think you can build a stable economy throughout the entire game, and basically use your products, your resources, your fertility, actually basically to your best effect. Well, to start off with fertility. Fertility in this game can be so much utilized. You don't even know. Like fertility can be so much upgraded, like to even to level 3 if you build the right one. Like this one can be upgraded to 3 fertility. That means it actually grants you an extra free bonus in an upkeep and food production. Like this one will get an extra 300 gold, and it means it will pay for itself like absolutely. You have just a normal amount of money. You already have that because of the fertility in like a province of Italia. And if you take a look at what Italy already has right now for fertility, it has at the moment it has an fertility rate of 6. That means the moment you upgrade it to like a 7, you will get an extra fertility booster, what will overall just boost up your entire money making. What is really important actually, like this one is actually getting an extra 200 bonus per every fertility level. What means it can actually pay for it like pretty good. It's already paying for itself by like the upkeep cost from 220 help from it, like the 2800 gold, and then combine that with the 200 it's paying for itself in theory, and then you also got that 800 bonus, what basically is making money from upgrading it. So basically going for like the fertility booster, which will help you making money, like even for these ones that actually have these local upkeep controls for buildings. Build those ones up as well, because they just will have that extra booster to your own increase in money. As well, like this one, basically increasing the fertility would just give you that extra 300 coins that just makes you an extra little bit of money in every province, so you do not make expenses. Making no expenses in a province is really important, just to make sure that they are well managed and balanced. Like this province is actually paying for itself. The upkeep was in total is 4,000, but because of the fertility boosters, it's just getting that extra little bit of money that helps provide for itself. Like these ones also cost upkeep costs, but because of the fertility booster, it still is making enough money to pay for itself. The same goes even with Carthage, what I've just have conquered, but still it's relatively unstable. It is actually not paying for itself, sorry for that, it's actually just even. But right now I'm building up buildings that just should be able to start paying for the province, like this one is paying for itself. The moment that we increase our culture aqueduct in Africa and conquer our satrap, we should be able to make farms, and that should also again boost the fertility booster. The same goes with this one, but it's actually one of the better buildings that you can build in a province, because this one relies heavily on fertility boosters, because it basically earns you like 600 money the moment you increase really good fertility. Like this one will get in total like 7 fertility booster. The moment you increase it to this one, you will get 9 fertility booster. That means this building will at the end of the day make around 2000 gold, or almost. Like, you can really use your fertility. Like, if you use your fertility, most of all the faction have a fertility booster capability. The faction like of, I know for sure right now, the eastern factions like the Kingdom of Armenia, I think doesn't have any fertility boosters cities, but it doesn't mean that you cannot still use fertility that is in those provinces. So build sometimes your building system around the fertility in a province. If you have really high fertility, use those boosters to gain the extra income to make a province pay for itself. Basically, like this one is even having having 8,000 coinage each turn. It's making more than enough money to pay for itself. Like the wealth of this province, like Ajax, you can see it is making so much money just only because it just has these fertility boosts. And also this building, if you are playing with Rome, build this building because it is actually just, it only almost has only positive effects. Basically, it also holds some boosters to local industry, just has some really amazing building traits what will help you out in the long run. But I also would recommend building in every province, like you have expensive building upkeeps. I didn't actually really notice this before, but the moment that you're building like buildings that really require high upkeep cost, build those buildings in one province and build this one, so you can basically put all your expensive maintainment, like this one, the aqueduct in theory can now not be built because it can only be built in the main settlement. But this means that you just have like the public order, like a temple in theory you could build here to make sure that you can have always that little bit less upkeep cost reduction until you're actually here. So I would not recommend building this one up, basically because having that 50% upkeep reduction is possibly better than the upgrading version of this one, and also basically allows you to have that increased native discontent in the province. So I would really recommend building this one up to the max, so you can have a real good local government upkeep cost reduction. So build expensive upkeep cost buildings in that province. I know I have not done that here, but I'm planning to build it here because this one will then have 3 recruitment slots, basically 3 slots where I can build my my temples, my sanitation buildings up here, instead of going for the like the buildings that make money. You'd rather build those ones in the big cities. And yeah, that's one of the things that you also take into account, is that you have urban, you got commercial, and you got rural regions. Rural is basically for farms. Commercial is basically in between. It has basically industry increasements, but it also has fertility increases for local fertility in the province. So it basically in between. And urban is basically just industrial, and it just basically helps you with industrial productivity. So building industrial buildings in urban regions is really profitable. That just gives you that extra little boost in 10% industrial buildings productivity. So to say that already, building actually every tradable resource in your what you have to suppose is really important, because most of the trade resources are pretty valuable. The one I would not recommend building is wood. Wood is possibly one of the most wasteful money expenditures that I can count. Wood is not really useful because it has a value of 3, that means it doesn't have much. And I had with Carthage, I built it up, but at the end of the day it only had 300 and was paying like for quite a lot a turn. So what I would recommend, if you have wood, you can build it up to tier 1, so you would unlock the buildings that require wood, instead of like building it up for a trade result, because of it for a trade result it's not really useful. Yeah, to say that. Onwards, like if you want to go and control provinces, I would very just recommend building up your food, building up a temple, and also building up towards basically the native discontent increasements. I'm not sure I can show you where it is. I've mostly been using it in Hispania. I have not really having any rebellions because of it. So building one like these ones up here is really important. Like, and they don't cost much, they only cost 300, so you can really use those to increase your overall productivity. That's one of the things I wanted to say. Is there any more things that I should be important? Yeah, also like governors will really help with stabilizing your empires. Really getting them mostly in all the provinces is really important, and trying to get the right set of buildings is also pretty handy. And yeah, that was a bit what Rome has to offer in their campaigns, and actually that should be also with all the factions. They're sort of similar, but some of the other factions have buildings like aqueducts, what the other factions don't have, that is only available to Rome. But most of the other factions will have an availability towards getting that fertility booster. What I'm not actually now going to research, you may be seeing I'm not going for the Marian reforms right off the bat. This is just because when you're playing Rome, at least what I would recommend, because of course fertility is such importance, I'm just going straight for the aqueducts, because it just gives me that little bit of an agricultural booster instead of going for that really expensive military, what you don't really can afford right off the campaign anyway. The Principes, the Hastati, the Tiara can basically go head to head with the Carthaginian units. So you can basically be good in that regard. So there is no real downside of going for this one first, only that you will have the Marian or the Legionary reforms later on, instead of going for them right off the bat. But this is how I play it. I want to go have a steady economy, and then later on the date, when I'm really starting to be a big empire builder, have some good economy flowing, I want to go for the Marian reform, so I can actually really just boost out some really big armies of them. So at least that's what I would do, and I hope it was interesting, so you bit know what my ideas are at the economy, and maybe it helps you out how to build your economy styles. And yeah, it is basically sorting out and trying to see what you can build in most of your economy systems. So it was a bit about that, yeah, about how I play my campaigns, and how to sort of also savor the public order. What I also would recommend for one of the things that you also should build, at least in every province, just to make sure that you have that little bit of a public order booster, especially in the region you just have conquered. Just build. Do not go for your state building. Just go for the yeah, I'm not sure, most of them should be having the same thing, like that gives you that little bit of a native discontent penalty reduction. I'm not seeing it here, sorry for that. Wait, it should be this one. Yeah, this one. That gives you this one. Build at least one in each of the provinces that you have, just to help with that little bit controlling of public order. And yeah, also just having that upkeep cost reduction in every province. It just helps you out quite a lot. You don't have to convert it on the later basis. If you have just the ones that are of your own culture, in at least one of them in your province that you control, on the later date do that. But because like the conversion cost shouldn't be too much. I can take a look at that for you. Like if you want to convert it, it doesn't cost much. It costs 3,000, but if you are in the future just starting to convert these over, you have more than enough money to pay for the converts. So this is a bit what the economy system is. So I hope this helps you out. There are possibly other ways to build your economy quite quickly, or at least to go with a nice overall. To build an overall good economy system, but it's just the way how I play, and this is a bit how I've played with Rome. And if you're interested in more of the type of video, do let me know down below. I might even try to do it with every faction to take a look how they want to be born in economy. I already have played with like the Seleucid Empire, the Carthage, and of course Armenia now. So if you're interested in that, take a look how I built those economies up. You can take a look at that below. I've put a link to do that in the description, as well as to the mod link. So if you're interested in these type of things, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. And again, I hope this little economy review helps you out with building up your cities. If not, leave a dislike or put something down in the comments if you have any ideas that might also help out. I'm always interested to hear your thoughts, so thank you for joining me here. This was Hero of Marathon with yeah, the Rome economy system, how at least I built my cities up. Thank you for joining, and see you all next time. One more advice: if you're playing as Rome, if you're war with Carthage, try and take Momentum and Carthage. After that, just go with peace with them and then build your economy up. Instead of just going to fight a senseless war, like the war is pretty important of course, but just wait and build your economy up. So you can basically go with some pretty big armies against Carthage the moment you have built your economy up. Instead of trying to grind through a war what doesn't help you out, because you just have to go and battle those and you cannot focus on your economy because you have to focus on your armies, what will again drag your economy down. So at least this is what I would recommend, and I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.